What's up everybody? Welcome back. Hi. Today I'm going to be diving into techniques as well as a few other things about manifestation. I recently did a Q&A on my Instagram and I saw that there were a lot of questions about manifestation, and I said that I would open up the can of worms. However, I'm not certain I'll be able to condense this into one video, so if not, we will have to make separate parts, maybe go deeper into some things in another video, because it honestly is a can of worms. Like, we're gonna have to go down the rabbit hole. It is okay though, I'm down to do that. I definitely enjoy talking about these things and they've helped me in my life so much. I truly believe in the power of our minds and how if we understand that and we really connect to the universe, we can make anything happen in our life. And I think it's very unfortunate that these things aren't very common. We're not really taught about our infinite potential. Actually, not really. We aren't taught about our infinite potential when we're in school or when we're growing up. A lot of people aren't even aware of it, and the people that are don't teach it for a reason. So I'm gonna share with you some things that I have learned, some tips that I have discovered, well-known stuff. If you aren't super familiar with any of this, then this is gonna be a great intro. And just a disclaimer, it's literally, we're gonna barely scratch the surface because it certainly is a rabbit hole. So before we get into the video, I do a shout out in every single video. If you would like a shout out on my next video, all that I ask of you is to like, comment, subscribe, turn on my post notification bell, and I got you. Just stay tuned for the end of the video. And if this video is helpful, if you learned something from this, if you have any questions, whatever the case may be, also feel free to drop a comment, ask away. I've been practicing manifestation for a few years now, and I feel like I've learned a lot. I've learned quite a bit, and so I feel very comfortable answering things. If I don't have the answer, like always, I will try to direct you to somebody that does, or some other source that does. Okay, that's enough of that, so we're just gonna jump into the video now. So let's start with step one and then we'll go into techniques. Okay, step one, very crucial. It is very important to know exactly what you want and be very clear about it. When you are manifesting, you're gonna want to be very specific. So when I say know exactly what you want, this is gonna mean something a little bit deeper later on down the line of steps after you've probably manifested a few times. So we're gonna come back to the term know exactly what you want later. So just keep that on the back burner, we'll come back. But be very specific. It's very interesting because in movies, a lot of Disney movies for the longest time have referenced a number of things that I feel like are forbidden topics, you know, not taught to us. One of the things that is a common theme is getting wishes and then being careful what you wish for. This is what I mean by know exactly what you want. So we will come back to that. But once you know exactly what you want and you are very clear and you have gotten very specific about it, you need to be clear by doing a number of steps or techniques. Now, everybody is different. Everybody's steps and techniques from here on out are gonna vary. I would say try them all, and then what you find works best for you, what you enjoy the most, great. And then the other ones maybe push to the side for a while. Maybe that's not for you right now. Don't ever force it. That's another thing that's very important. Do not try to force anything. We'll come back to that as well. So one technique that I absolutely love, I write it down. Every manifestation that I want or that I want to attract into my life, I write it down. It's very important to write it down because it's basically like sending a signal. As you're writing, it's becoming a message to your brain, and then also as you're writing it down, you're affirming that you want to send that out to the universe. So writing it down is very important. I personally like to write things down and then I have it somewhere where I can see it every single day. Even if I'm not actively looking at it and reading it every single day, I'm still looking at it subconsciously every day. My eyes are passing it and I'm getting subconscious reminders. So writing it down is very important. The next step or technique is meditating. When we are trying to manifest things, it's important to clear your mind before trying to manifest. So there are a few techniques as to how you can meditate on it. Sometimes I will feel that I really need a change in my life and I'm like, what do I even need to change? That was kind of the intention behind my fast. Was I know that I need to make quite a bit of change in my life, but I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know what I want. So it would be helpful to do a meditation, go in and sit with yourself and ask yourself, what do I really want? That's a great way to start a manifestation, because then you're really manifesting from your soul and your heart rather than your ego. And then another way to meditate on your manifestation is to literally meditate and do the work internally that is going to be required in order to do this manifestation. So I have done bath meditations where I listen to meditation music that is a binaural beat on the frequency of whatever I'm trying to attract. I've done bath meditations where I say positive affirmations in my mind as I'm meditating. I've done meditations where I listen to specific music that helps balance a chakra, and if that chakra is out of alignment or if it's a little thrown off, then it can start to block the things that you're trying to manifest, or it can be the reason basically as to why something is absent from your life. And then by realigning that chakra, you're going to be able to open up the path for it to come back in. So there's a number of ways as to how you can meditate on manifestation. I personally love them all. I've said this before. I've done, and I still do it every single night, a nightly meditation where I do the subconscious reprogramming as I fall asleep. If I'm not doing that, then I usually am listening to binaural beats that help to alter my frequency. All of those are very, very important. I would say give them all a try. Depending on how much you practice manifestation and how long you practice manifestation, I think eventually you would probably get to trying all of them. I, over the past 3 years or so, have used all of those, and I'll, you know, not use one for a little while and then circle back and use it again, but they're all very beneficial. I would vouch for all of them. Honestly, for a while out of my friend group, I was like a crazy manifester. Like, it was almost probably annoying because I would write something down. I have a technique that I use so strongly. I would do this technique and I would be so fucking juiced about it, and I'd be like, you guys watch. And then literally 4 days later, 6 days later, something would just appear into my life. 2 days later would appear into my life, sometimes that day. All of this is to say that the meditation is very important whether you're actively trying to manifest something or not, because I truly believe the reason why my specific technique worked so well is because I was actively practicing raising my frequency on a daily basis despite manifestation. So manifestation is a great thing to use, but if you are not actively working on keeping your vibration high, your frequency high, in good spirits, and basically your mind at peace, then you're essentially going to be halting the manifestations, and it isn't going to work very well or as quickly as you probably want. I would definitely recommend meditating literally every day, whether you're actively trying to manifest something or not, because when the time comes that you want to make sure that you're ready and you're prepared and in a place where you're open to receive. A very, very, very crucial step to manifestation is a change in behavior. This is going to refer back to what I was just saying about making sure that you are keeping yourself in a happy and healthy state, or a peaceful and healthy state. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Literally, it's that simple. I think where people have themselves fucked up sometimes is thinking that they can write it down, meditate once, and something's gonna fall out of the sky. It doesn't work that way. The manifestation is basically the writing it down, the meditation. Those are great steps to do with yourself and internally, but you also have to externally make changes. So this is a great example. Let's say I'm in a toxic relationship and I want to manifest a happy, peaceful life, married, in a healthy relationship, have children, have a successful career, buy an amazing home, maybe buy a couple investment properties, and just have a beautiful, picture perfect American dream life. But I'm in a toxic relationship. Now, if I write down my manifestation, I do a couple meditations, maybe I meditate for a year, every single day for a year, but I stay in this relationship, I'm blocking my blessings, or I'm blocking the opportunity for the manifestations to come into my life. Now, when we manifest, we need to be open to the fact that the universe will provide and has at hand infinite possibilities. If we're narrow-minded and have beelined the idea of what we want our manifestation to be exactly to the T, we are closing off ourselves from the opportunity of the universe to provide for us what we wholeheartedly want. So basically this means when you manifest something, you need to manifest and surrender, or allow yourself to be open to receiving whatever comes with that, if that makes sense. So if you try to manifest something and then control how it's manifested, you're not manifesting and you're not surrendering. A huge thing about manifesting is surrendering. I pulled a card yesterday for myself, and this is something that I even need to practice at times. I'm gonna read you the description, and this is the card. So the card that I pulled was Patience. I pulled it upright. And it says, this card shows a beautiful angel holding a clock in the stillness of winter. Her quiet, peaceful energy is telling you that it's time to release the old urgency and to look at things with a much clearer perspective. When this card is upright, it's telling you to relax and let go of the single-minded desperation that's driving you. You don't try to force your will on only one option. When you think there's only one solution to satisfy your need or to make you happy, you are blocking many other potential solutions from coming your way. Let go of the anxiety and be flexible. Be patient, open, and creative. Choose to be peaceful in the present. The universe has more options than you may be aware of. Quiet your mind, broaden your perspective, and let them come through. The moral is, do not try to manifest and then control how it is manifested. You're really just gonna be, honestly, blocking your manifestation. The next step that I think is extremely, extremely crucial is to believe it. Now, this one is a little bit trickier, and this is where we're really gonna only be able to scratch the surface, because it's very long. It goes a long way from here, but I will try. I feel like this video is already getting kind of long, so I don't know what I'm gonna do, but you have to really believe in yourself. This is something that I can say and you're not going to understand truly what I mean until you do it. Just like I can tell you what it feels like to be in love, but you're not going to truly understand what it feels like to be in love until you experience being in love yourself. The true feeling of believing in yourself, I feel like, has gone over our heads for so long because it's been so diluted with the constant use of all you have to do is believe in yourself. But what does that really mean? When you start to hone in on your power and manifesting things and understanding just what your mind is capable of, you start to see that you do have basically infinite potential. You do have a ton of power. You're strong. Your resources are just provided, and there's literally no explanation for it aside from you just believed that it was. So I'm going to try to explain this to the best of my ability, but I feel like words literally do feelings so much injustice, because until you really feel it for yourself, it kind of just goes over our heads. I don't know how else to put that. But believe. If I told you it's 3:36 p.m. by believe in myself, this is what I mean. I could say it's 3:36 p.m. By midnight tonight, I will make 20,000 US currency by midnight. It's 3:30, so that gives me about 8.5 hours, somewhere around there. If you believe in yourself and you believe in your potential, you're like, so that breaks down to, I don't even know how much per hour, but yeah, okay, cool. And you just know it, knowing and believing, I feel like are kind of similar in this case. Just like how oftentimes teachers or politicians will tell people something and then people take it at face value that that's what it is, and then they just claim that they know it because somebody else said it. I feel like somewhere along the lines, the ability to know something about ourselves, the ability to know something or believe something about ourselves, there's been some sort of discrepancy. I don't think that there's any way that we should ever take something else from somebody else for exactly what it is without questioning it, but not do the same for ourselves. But we so often do that. Here's the thing, to the probably average person who maybe is a grocery store clerk or works at a gas station, the idea of for them in 8 hours to make, what is that? I don't even know, probably like $1,500 an hour or something. sounds crazy, it sounds ridiculous, but it's very, very possible. People do it all the time. People can do 100,000 in 5 hours, in 8 hours, 200,000 in 4 hours. It happens every single day. They are no different than you as a human being, aside from what they allow their minds to think and perceive of themselves. The only difference, they truly, truly believed in themselves. If you don't believe in yourself and you don't see your potential or you don't see your power, all of that seems crazy. And then you'll say, but I've never done that before. Or, but I don't even know how I would do that. Or, but I don't do that for a living. But at one point, that person didn't either. That's what we need to start to remind ourselves, I think, as a whole society, is that the person that you're looking at who has done it, at one point hadn't done it. So they're literally no different. The only thing is that they were willing to believe in themselves and then take the steps necessary to achieve it. Another thing about believing in yourself is knowing that you really are capable of anything that you put your mind to. Now, I feel like the terminology or the phrase "you can do anything you put your mind to" has been diluted as well. We've had it constantly ingrained in us that if you work harder and you do more, you're going to achieve more, which just simply isn't the case. I personally believe that if you really put your mind to it, then you will achieve it. If you work really excessively hard and run yourself down, you most likely won't. That will start to go into something completely different about how you start to block your manifestations as well, which is a whole nother can of worms. It's literally so deep, it goes so deep. But basically, you have to really, really, really believe in yourself. You have to really see that you have the ability to do it, and then just continuously increase your steps. As I mentioned before in a fasting video, don't just go for the jugular and just decide, I'm gonna make $1 million next week, if you've never done that before. But maybe start with something smaller, like I'm going to find a new opportunity to bring in an additional income monthly, and it's going to be this amount, and I'm going to truly enjoy what I'm doing in bringing that in. Then once that manifestation appears in your life and you see, wow, I manifested something in my life and I'm making exactly what I said I wanted to, and I really enjoy it. Well, I did it before, I manifested once, I can do it again. I can expand this. And then once you do that, you see, wow, I did it again, that's crazy. And then you're able to continuously take more lucrative steps. This is if we're talking about financial manifestations, obviously, but the principle goes for everything. I hope this is making sense. Another very, very crucial technique and step in manifestation is not only to believe it, which you must believe it, but you also need to really feel it. Feel it. Feel it. This and believe it might be the two most important steps of manifesting. Feel it. In order to manifest very, very well, you need to feel good feelings. This is why meditation is so important, to help clear your mind, increase your frequency, increase your vibration, and to make you more open and susceptible to feeling good on a regular basis. It's going to be very, very hard to manifest something if you fantasize about a life that you want, but dread and hate your life every single day that you wake up and get out of bed. Contemplate even getting out of bed and lay around feeling sorry for yourself. Very, very seldom are we going to manifest any greatness into our life if that's how we're spending our days. You don't feel good in that moment. We associate people who are living these amazing, beautiful dream lives with being happy for a reason, because they are typically, sometimes, wait, maybe not. Disclaimer, not all of them. It's very important to feel the manifestation before the manifestation comes into your life. Now, if you want to move to Hawaii, work at a local coffee shop just so you can be social and spend your days writing novels under a palm tree on the beach, but you know that working where you're at now, it's gonna be really hard to save, plus paying your rent, plus paying your car note, your insurance, it's gonna be super, super, super hard to do that. Immediately your mind is going to go to the negative, and you're essentially, by resenting where you're at currently or being dissatisfied with where you're at currently, halting or blocking your manifestations from coming in. So it's important to fantasize about that and think about it, and think about the feelings that you're gonna feel during that time once you reach that goal, or you achieve that, but feel it throughout your day as well, because that feeling that you're striving to attain is the frequency that you have to be on in order to attain it. So I'm gonna try to like draw a parallel like in a physical form so you guys can see it. Oh, I got another pen, great. So we're gonna just say that there's multiple dimensions. Let's just say there's dimensions, and the life that you want to live is in this dimension and you're in this dimension. Okay, let's say there's more than 2 dimensions. So this is 2 out of 11. Let's just say there's 11. So in order to jump dimensions, you have to raise your frequency in order to jump to this dimension, okay? Now you're in this dimension. You literally, I promise you, if you ask anyone, you're like, how did it happen? How did you get there? They're like, honestly, I couldn't tell you. I just believed in myself. I literally just believed in myself. That's what everybody says, right? But that's what it is. It's saying, I want to be there. I know I can do it. I just need to align with it, and I can align with it. And then doing it, believing you can, and then doing it. In order to really manifest and manifest well, manifest quickly, we need to be feeling and projecting the feelings that we aspire to attain. And by doing that, you essentially attain them. The dope thing, which is a beautiful thing about energy being the currency of the universe rather than money, is that you can see something and you can essentially take it for free. Attaining it was all free. I hope that this is making sense, because it's honestly an amazing thing. If you're following me, if you're feeling me, please leave me a comment. Let me know that this is making sense. If anything is confusing to you, please let me know where you would like me to go in a little bit deeper and explain a little bit more, because I can always make another video going more in depth into one specific topic, because again, there's so many moving parts that it's really hard to go in depth into one and still keep this like at a reasonable time length of a video. Every moving part honestly deserves its own video. So that basically sums up my manifestation 101 video. If there's anything that you have questions on, anything you want me to go deeper into, I didn't even go into my favorite technique as to how I like to manifest things. So if you would like to see that video, leave me a comment, let me know. I will make it. Literally have all the time in the world. So go ahead, drop a comment, let me know what questions you have. So today's video shout out goes to Dahlia Hunter. Thank you so much for your like, comment, and subscribe. It means the world to me. And again, if anybody else would like a shout out in my next video, all that I ask is that you like, comment, subscribe, turn on my post notification bell so you can be notified when I post. And I got you. If you have anything else that you want to see from me, like I said, let me know. Let me know. I got you. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.